Fishing the Wild West is brought to you by Prairie Toyota.
Fishing the Wild West. When work is poison, the antidote.
Tracker
to spend
boats.
10 hours on this fishing boat. No cell phone service and no lawn to mow. What matters
Bass
most
Pro
is that
Shops.
I'm all alone. Living a dream, fishing the stream. Fishing the stream, living a dream. Living a dream, fishing the streams.
Along with
Fishing the Wild West.
We woke up this morning in central Alberta. We got the tundra hooked to the tracker. We're going fishing. However, southern Alberta is cold and rainy, so we took the trip north. We're about an hour out of Edmonton, Alberta. We're at Pigeon Lake, Alberta, and we're hoping to set the hook on a few walleye today. We just moved spots. We got a little local intel. Here at Pigeon, you can fish literally 300 yards off the boat dock and catch a lot of great walleye. Get in the net. Well, we've come out to a spot within a spot and just literally got set up here from locals information. We got the first one in the net. Jig fell out. Great walleye. I just released that one and one picked it up on this side of the boat. Again, just on that slope. The spots within the spots. Whoop, I still got my jig in the other one. You only dream of days like this. Here, again, we're an hour from Edmonton, Pigeon Lake, Alberta. Amazing walleye fishery. Is his mouth right to the edge, straight, then you pinch his tail. The longest portion of his tail is your measurement of your fish. Great walleye, but it's a great problem to have when you're catching walleye that are too big. I just set this down, I just rebaited, put a new minnow on, set it right on the bottom, literally right on the bottom. And I thought I felt him hit it on the way down. It hit the bottom, and then he took it. This is a great morning of fishing so far. And again, that's what talking with your locals can get you. Just a great fishing on a lake. Maybe you've been to it before, maybe you haven't, but the locals know.
That's okay, rolling.
Another one on this side of the boat. Again, we're just sending the jig down with a frozen minnow, trying to fill our walleye tags, but we're catching some really nice walleye, all a little bigger than what I have to draw for, and we'll explain that to you in a minute on the conservation talk. There's another one in the net. Keep the jig up. Show them to you, and then we'll get them back in the water. He made short work of that minnow. Nice little walleye. Here it is. It's like we were gonna fish northern Alberta or southern Alberta, and the weather was bad, raining. So we come north. We're roughly an hour from Edmonton on Pigeon Lake, Alberta. We've been here an hour and a half. We got a dozen fish in the boat. When the tundra's hooked up and the tracker's following behind, you're going fishing, you're gonna find somewhere to get on the water. We're literally running from side to side. Chuck's got a rod in. One of the downfalls of running cameras, he doesn't get the fish. Right at the side of the boat. And we're literally on a spot within a spot. Just half a boat length that way. We're not getting any bites. A boat length that way, no bites. But sitting right on this spot within the spot is a lot of walleye. Another nice walleye. This one's kind of skinny. They're hungry. Put the bait back in the water.
Hold your horses, we'll be right back. Closed captioning is brought to you by Sandy Point Resort.
There's one. I was just looking at that boat over my shoulder. They're swimming and fishing. This one bit. They're strong. Like, it's hot out. Water's quite warm. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but they're strong. We have frozen minnow on a jig head with a stinger hook, and they're hitting it hard right off the bottom. The big sky jig on him, stinger hook, back in the water. There he goes. Pretty good problem to have. They're surrounded the boat. This is a better walleye. Yeah, I just caught a glimpse of him, but everything we've been catching has been between 45 centimeters and 50 centimeters, and I just caught a glimpse of this one. He might be a little better fish. Net here. Oh, he's about the same. A lot of heart in these fish, though. It's end of July, going into August, and you ask any walleye angler, the July and August, especially into August, can be some of the hardest times to catch walleye. But we're doing pretty well this morning. There he goes. There's another one. This ridge runs a long ways, all the way around the corner, and there's walleye along it, but again, we found a spot within the spot, and just some amazing fishing. Get him in the net. Got him. Another one in the tracker. Another little walleye in the tracker off this ridge. It's an awesome fishery. Another walleye on here. This is, they're biting it really soft, literally right off the bottom. This would be a great great situation for fishing with the kids. You could have a bobber on and have a leech underneath your jig and let the kids literally watch the bobber. When the bobber goes under, set the hook. Again, you could bobber these fish with the kids, have a lot of fun. We're jigging right off the bottom with a frozen minnow. And again, we're on a spot within a spot. We're 17 feet of water. Over here is 20 to 21 within half a boat length. Boat length in this way is 15 or 13 feet of water. No bites till we moved off the edge, and we're fishing right the edge. Just setting the jig down, picking it up.
Gear Talk, brought to you by Bass Pro Shops and Tracker Boats.
One thing I like to talk about on this week's Gear Talk is the Targa V18 tracker boat. I have never fished out of a boat with so much room, whether it be for my rods, fishing nets, everything, gear, and even ample room for added life jackets. No, below, out of the way, anchors, anything I need like that is all here, easy to get to. And you always want to have extra life jackets on the Targa, because for when you're done fishing, grabbing the kids and the ski pole, the inserts here, which is also kept with the life jackets, and spending a day doing your favorite water sports. Up front, trolling motors all set up, fish finders. The seats are movable to any spot you want within the boat, depending on how much company you have with you that day for fishing or water sports. It's just a great all-around package. But one thing I really like about the Targa and all the tractor boats is their ease of loading and unloading. It's so simple at ease. They guide it on themselves. I can load and unload my own boat by myself within a minute. I'm backed in, move the boat, and away I go. Great day on the water.
Hold your horses, we'll be right back. Fish on! Welcome back to Fishing the Wild West.
There's one at my minnow right now. It's getting on into the afternoon, and I can't really say the bite slowed down, but it's all morning it's been soft, and I could just feel him. Like he picked it up and dropped it. Just as I was going to set the hook, I felt him drop it. But literally, they come up to it and inhale water and vacuum in the bait. So that's why it's so important to have, keep a tight line. Don't have slack in your line like this, because a lot of times walleye will pick it up. If it's not to their liking, they'll spit it out. And if you got slack in your line, the angler above is none the wiser. But if it's tight, you can feel that little, sometimes it's just a little bump, sometimes it's just the weight, there he is. Sometimes just the weight of the fish. And you can set the hook. With a loose line, I'd have missed that fish for sure. He probably robbed my bait. And he's a good fish. And again, good fish like this, 20 inches, and all I felt was the weight of the fish when I picked it up. Oh, come on. Again, just felt the weight. Strong, healthy fish. Getting back in the water, bait up, get another. There we go. There's another one. Anglers dream of mornings like this. I don't even know, we've lost count of how many walleye we've gotten. Here's another beauty. I haven't even got a chance to clean out my net. Oh. They got a lot of heart. There he is. What I need to do is lengthen my net a little. Rubber nets, so easy to get the hook out of the fish. Safer on your hands, safer on the fish. There he goes. I got one. He's just tapping at it right now. And I'm just looking at my graph here, like a lot of anglers would have drove over this. Like if you look at the graph, the walleye are holding so tight to the bottom that it's not picking them up. I'm literally laying it right on the bottom, just letting it sit, and I'll pick it up just 2 or 3 inches, and usually I don't even feel the bite, I just feel the weight of the fish. I wonder if he's got my bait. Oh! I was just reaching on the deck, pick up a piece of loose fishing line, and he took it. It hasn't been down more than 20 seconds. This might be another one of my keeper size fish. Might just fall under the 20 or 43 centimeter length. We'll measure them and we'll show you how that works and why it's so important here in Alberta to have it. So he's a little short. I think he's going to be over. We'll take a quick measurement. He's 44 and I'm allowed 43. So he's going back in to grow up.
Conservation Corner brought to you by Hollis Wealth, aligning your financial future so you can spend more time outdoors.
Within Alberta, there's 15 different lakes that are part of the walleye draw program. There's also several other lakes where you can keep a limit of fish, and you check your local fishing regulations. But on Pigeon Lake, where we're at today, is where I put in my draws, and I was awarded 3 fish 43 centimeters or less. But there's also a draws on here where it's fish between 43 and 50, and I believe you can keep another limit if you're drawn for them, 50 to 55. So it depends how you're drawn, and it works just like our hunting draws. You put them in I believe it's in April, the results are May, you're rewarded tags, just like what we're tagging here today, and that allows you to go to a lake and keep a limit of fish, and it's controlled, not damaging the lake. Some people agree with the tagging program, others don't, but as you've seen within the show, again, over 80 walleye caught before lunch, caught and released. It's obviously working. There's other programs in place throughout North America for different programs for keeping a limit of fish or slot limits, that sort of thing. But in my personal opinion, I think Alberta has done an incredible job managing their fisheries with the 4th largest people province with the fewest amount of lakes.
Hold your horses, we'll be right back. This segment is brought to you by Wild Guide Magazine, Canada's essential hunting and fishing resource.
Back and forth. Here comes from the depths. They're all roughly the same size. Get him in the boat. Hook popped right out of his mouth, perfect. We don't hurt the fish. That's a much bigger one. I bet he's close to 50. He's just under 55 centimeters, which for my American friends is 21.5 inches. Whoa. That wasn't how I wanted to find that. So I just baited a fresh minnow. This is the importance of being on a spot. Dropping it down. We just landed a fish. Dropping it down to the slack of my line. Take up the slack. I find bottom again. I just hit bottom, and I'll let it sit on the bottom for 2 or 3 seconds. I'll pick it 4 or 5 inches off the bottom for 2 or 3 seconds. 2 or 3 seconds off the bottom, 2 or 3 seconds just off the bottom, and the fish are hammering it. They're literally surrounding this boat. It's a beautiful tracker boat, I'd surround it too. Oh, another one in the net. Hook just about fell out. You don't want to get that in your hand. I run the stinger hook whenever I'm fishing walleye. I'm going to take a quick measurement, put him back in. I just hook through the eyes, roll it around, hook it back through the body. I take my stinger hook, hook one hook above the spine, both hooks pointing up. Walleye will bite it usually from below, and literally set the hook on themselves. Wow, I'll show you while I'm fighting this how great the fishing's been. That's one tub of minnows gone within 2 hours of jigging walleye. This is a pretty good one. This is a 55-inch plus, or 55 centimeter plus. From our American viewers, that's roughly 21, 22 inches. Oh. So I call them at 55 centimeters. Say quick measurement, see how close I am. Lay them nice, be gentle with them, don't squeeze them. Whoa, squeeze them enough so they don't do that. Lay them down, just squeeze them just enough that you're securing them. He's 55 centimeters exactly, which is just under 22 inches for our American viewers. So I'm gonna, hang on. get him back in the water. Great walleye, but not quite what I'm looking for with the tag system. Away he goes. Tighten up the drag a little bit. Nothing better than the sound of your drag going off. Get him up. He feels like a good fish. They got a lot of heart. Yeah, I bet he's another 20, 21 incher. In the net. All on the frozen minnow. This is an amazing fishery here. And we're an hour, maybe not even quite an hour from a major center is Edmonton, Alberta. And that's just got him just in the corner of the mouth. And that's why I always fish a stinger hook. Probably 90% of my walleye come on that stinger hook. Another great walleye. Literally just one after another. We just come off the water here at Pigeon Lake, Alberta. What a great fishery. I've fished this lake for 5-6 years. This is one of the best trips I've ever had, jigging walleye, consistently catching, I don't even know how many, we lost count. We can't show you all the footage. Join us next week on Fishing the Wild West TV.
Fishing the Wild West. When work is poison, the antidote. To spend 10 hours on this fishing boat. No cell phone service and no long
this pike's about the same length as the walleye. So they're stacking here, feeding together. Smorgasbord of bait fish below us, and we're offering them the frozen minnows. There he goes. Don't scare off the walleye.